Banjo, what are we doing today? Banjo, eh? You having a sleep? No, today we're playing with the newest four-wheel drive to the household. Today's project is the Mighty Discovery 2 by Land Rover. This is a 2004. The previous buyer, we checked if he had the three Amigos, and he said, what are they? But I've had to clean up a wheel sensor before, so you know what's going on there. Anyway, this thing popped up with the three Amigos and a friend under the first heavy braking situation in roundabout, and we're going to do the mod on the ABS. So it's a bit of a mission because you're working upside down. So obviously there's three bolts that mount this thing. There's plenty of info on the internet about this, but hopefully this one might help some people who don't get the info they're looking for, that like I didn't, and it can speed things up a little bit for you. So let's hope this is of help. But you've got three mounting points to this side. There's one over that side. You can see them for yourself. These are the mounts. They have rubbers, little suspension rubbers. Take them off before you start fiddling with this, or you'll drop one, potentially, like I did. 15 minutes later, I found it. And then you've got these three little scumbag Allen screws from underneath that go into this. 1, 2, 3. And they're not fun to get off because you can't see what you're doing. So I used an Allen key with a bit of leverage to crack them because it's alloy, and you're obviously worried when it's alloy, you don't want to get things wrong. That can be unforgiving with threads. And it looks like they have a thread lock, some sort of compound on them, which makes them feel quite weird. So quick tip, the Allen key that fits these ones on the top will fit the ones underneath. That's the size you're looking for. And what I did was use one of these for leverage underneath after blocking it so I could work. And there's plenty of slack available on these brake lines. You'll probably bust some of these clips because they're so old. They're over 20 years old and brittle. A couple of these did little snappies, but who cares? That's the price of DIY repairs or any repairs. And then I used one of these under there, and that worked beautifully. That's a H4, and just made the job so much easier. Righto, so obviously the thing's out, and we'll put it on the bench. Let's go. Banjo didn't care, so what we're doing is playing with a 2004 Discovery 2 Land Rover. That's right, the infamous brand Land Rover that we love so well. So this has got the three Amigos, and we're just going to do the mod. So the mod to the ABS, and it's well documented all over the Google net. So we're going to do it to this one, and you can see we've just popped out the ABS, and there's three mounting points off rubbers. Little suspension rubbers there. So you've got those, you've got the caps, and they came off with a 10mm spanner. And you've got to loosen these lines. And if it's an old 2004, these plastics are a bit brittle, so you might snap a couple getting these hydraulic covered lines off. But it's 2004. That's how things go. So undo those three, get this thing loose. 2 plugs to undo, not rocket science. If you can't work that out, you shouldn't be doing this job. So let's see how we go. Righto, for those who haven't done one before, the Allen key underneath, there's 3 of them. They're the same size as this one. So just get your Allen key to fit here and you know you're okay. This one, obviously it's an aluminium block, and the Allen keys feel really bound up, like they've got thread lock on them. Obviously being aluminium, that's a concern. So I'm just using one of these to get under there, and this is a H4, which is the same size as that. Whatever that is in millimeters, I'm not sure yet, but doesn't matter. So this goes under, and it's done by feel, obviously, because you can't flip this thing over very easy. And I've now got this one to the point where it's ready to come out. but it's not a pleasant experience, obviously, because you can't see what you're doing, and because of the way that Allen key feels, the Allen head bolt, whatever you want to call it, it makes you a bit nervous because clearly it's going into aluminium. There we go. There's the first one out. It's a very fine thread. All right, I'll keep you updated. So if this helps anyone, I've got it blocked up. There's plenty of slack on these lines, so you can block it fine. You're not putting overdue tension on anything, popping hydraulic fittings or anything. And then I've put a longer Allen key in there so I can get some leverage to crack the thread on those Allen keys. So a longer one, very handy, just for the leverage. And then getting that in there and ratchet it off. And some people, me sometimes, you don't know which way tightens and which way loosens when you're inverted. So using a ratchet, just a nice little tip, you can tell which way it should be, the right way up. And yeah, I don't know. Let's just get these damn things off. They suck. If you're doing this yourself, you're a martyr. It sucks. Another little tip, take these little rubbers off. They're the mounting rubbers, and then the actual bit with the thread goes over them. Take them off before you lose them, because I went to take them off and the one on this side, it disappeared 15 minutes later because it was down there somewhere. That sucked. DIY mechanics, don't we love it? So we're getting there. It's just a bit of a mission, because as I say, these screws feel tight, but I reckon there's a bit of thread lock weirdness on it. When you look at the first one I got out, I don't reckon that's alloy, I reckon they're using thread lock on it. So just to increase the difficulty factor, but just takes a bit more, a few more herbs. We'll keep going. Your beauty, second one's out. Your beauty, third one's out. Okay, that method is really good. Makes it a lot easier. I think these are like $10 at Super Cheap. With a little, I think they're about $10. So really paid off on this job. You beauty. So now we'll just pull that out and get it on the bench. All right, it's out. Not super easy when you got the thing upside down from what you're trying to work on. So that plug hangs on a bit. So I'm going to put it on the bench now. So there we go. What do you think, James? Very camera shy, this boy, unless he's got drumsticks in his hands. Sneaky little picture of the owner over there. I have no idea what's in these, so I literally just put a continuity meter on them, just to see if they do anything. They're in series by the looks of it. Push one, nothing, of course. Push the other one, nothing. Push them both, nothing. But when you pop that off, it's encapsulated. It's a little potted mechanism or circuit or something that's in there. I have no idea, haven't done any research on it. But nothing. When you push them both down, are they supposed to? Don't know. Let's do the mod. So here we are. I just drilled 3mm holes for some cable. And you can see we're just going to strip that back, solder it. And if you got these strippers are great for doing this sort of job. You don't have to use side cutters. Just gives you a nice little access to the wire. So if you got them, use them. Righto, there's the wire soldered on. Not going to give you a soldering lesson. It's pretty straightforward stuff. So all ready to go. We'll go put this in. I'm not going to bother sealing up these holes because there are holes everywhere through this thing anyway. So let's go put it back together and do that. Let our Amigos disappear. Righto, almost there. Chuck the earth on here, just a little cheeky one. Didn't want to grind in a little one with a self-tap or any of that sort of thing. This will be sufficient earth, I'm sure. It's only going to be low voltage stuff, if anything, if not signal, who knows. And just tapped into the green yellow wire in the loom to the plug to the ABS unit. So we'll get this tidied up, plug it back in, and cross our fingers. Righto, all hooked up. So we spliced into the loom down here, brought out our negative down to there, just taking it off that bolt that's existing, and a bit of split tube just to keep things nice, and let's see what happens. Okay, fingers crossed. Amigos be gone. Okay. What am I doing wrong?